What is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with another event video guide for you all in regards to Nemesis upcoming events here, being the Harbinger of the End and as well as the Progeny of Apocalypse. So you can see time recording, it does start in 6 hours. And there's gonna be a boatload of activity happening, but I assure you guys this is one of the best ways to actually get shard fragments for a character free to play. So it is nice. This format is consistent what we've seen in the past, where there's an easy, hard, heroic difficulty, and in order to unlock more shards, we're going to need additional trait requirements of certain characters. You can see the trait specification here being chosen. If you hit the additional person now here for details, this does break up the roster that you can utilize. We can go into that in more detail, but squad recommendations, generally level 16 gear tier, level 9 ability, level 5 can get the job done for hard, and then a little bit higher for heroic. You don't need level 85 gear tier 15. I know that's definitely not it's just a baseline, right? But for sure you can do it level 75, level 80. I've done it before in previous events. You don't need them built up all the way, so keep that in mind. It's always conservative here. By going through these modes, it's going to allow us to earn fragments over time, kind of similar to what we're doing right now with the campaign energy. And generally what I've done is refreshing that with additional power cores. You can do that 4 times per day for 50 cores, and that's going to be the 200 per day that you can utilize for value. You can go obviously beyond that, but that's generally a good bang for buck if you're low on power cores. And by doing that, it's going to allow you the energy to allow you to be able to farm the fragments, and these fragments are going to get funneled into these chosen orbs here, as you can see. So if I hit get, you hit I for additional details, you can see the left pillar is always going to be giving us 1 to 2 shards of Nemesis. We have the center pillar that's a question mark, and then we get another right pillar of 1 to 2 shards. So bare minimum, each orb is going to give us at least 2 fragments, but it can range from 2 to 4. You hit other rewards. This is really going to be the other bulk of it, right? These other characters that are part of this chosen trait specification. Obviously Nemesis having the highest percentage, but yeah, that's pretty much a rundown, guys. Essentially accumulating energy as we do day by day, and then as well as being able to use power cores to refresh that energy, farming those fragments, which convert into the chosen orb fragments. That said, what is this chosen roster looking like? How does this fare right now for those of you free to play and like myself looking through? Well, I mean, the good news is a lot of these characters are actually part of the meta right now, especially most recently with the Deathseed team. I'm looking more specifically at Magneto, Dark Beast, Nemesis. These 3 characters being the newest members in terms of this Deathseed saga team. If you have them built up, you're gonna get some amazing value there, just to be able to have their synergy right away. Ultimately, we can unlock him during the event. I'm probably gonna bring him up just to use him as well, but it's not gonna be a hard event by any means. Another good recommendation, without a doubt, is Omega Red. His amount of crowd controlling, him being a meta end game character, utilizing all game modes. Highly recommend, guys. If you have Omega Red, this would be the time to build him up. Lady Deathstrike having that synergy with Omega Red, but being a very strong standalone character, and also has great value in Dark Dimension 5 and as well as the end game. So I mean, those ones really do stick out to me personally. If you guys need additional damage, I know Black Bolt is always good. Like I said, gear tier level 14, level 75, level 76, it's going to be around that ballpark what you would need to get the job done. Mr. Sinister, I haven't built him up for a while, but he's great in situations if you want to use him to adapt and clone certain enemies to help value there. Otherwise, Dad Brothers, Shatterstar and Longshot, these 2 are really good together, standalone dynamic duo. And some folks may have them built up recently because of the Death Scourge that we just had running on, so that could be some amazing value there. Otherwise, folks, to be quite honest, I wouldn't recommend a lot of these characters, but I mean, I know there's some new additions recently in terms of some changes to the specific team. So I mean, Kingpin's an obvious one, being part of the Underworld team. You'll definitely get value if you bring him up already, and you can be utilized in war. Defensive capabilities. Invisible Woman has fallen out of the meta, but she's still needed for Nowhere Heights. So I mean, if you want to bring her up a little bit higher, even right now, I think gear tier 1371 could potentially get the job done. She might be a little bit squishy for the job. And then Sabretooth as well, being part of the Marauders team, Weapon X. So I mean, I don't have it built up personally, but this could be a good time and good reason to do that, to get that value. out of that event specifically, right? And you'll find too, guys, if you hit the milestones, as this event comes live, we're going to be getting this Progeny of Apocalypse milestone, and as well, we're going to have that Harbinger of the End. So we hit preview here. These milestones, this is really going to be building up, us getting additional snowballs, but really what we want to be aiming for is the featured item, right? So if you hit scoring, there's a couple ways you can get points. It's opening these chosen orbs, again tied back to us going through and farming the fragments and then opening the orbs. That's gonna give us 1,000,000 points per orb. So that's notable, and as well spending gold. So you can already budget in terms of how much gold you spend per day, and it's gonna basically give you a good picture and depiction of where you could end up in this next 7 days. So this is gonna be a 7-day milestone, but the event actually runs for generally 2 weeks. So keep that in the back of your mind. That said, milestone 33 is ideally where we want to be within the next week here, because of this ice shield. The ice shield giving us a huge amount of points to be adding to the presence, ultimately part of the month-long event, right? So I mean, honestly speaking, 61 million over the span of, let's see here, a week. That is actually equates to about 8.7 million gold per day. So that's probably not going to be realistic, and that's exactly why we need to actually be opening these chosen orbs as much as possible. And again, how do you do that? Farming the fragments, using power cores to refresh the energy. And unfortunately, we don't have the other preview here for Harbinger of the End, but that one is also going to be giving us fragments, right? So we go back to the events here. We do get a preview here, right? So you can earn red stars in Nemesis here. If you hit the Ivor details, you can see what we want to take advantage of. This one is just, again, it's going to be kind of tied to the Progeny Apocalypse, earning the chosen orbs, but as well, it's going to give us that opportunity here. Let's see, there's a mutant evolution milestone, there's a new rain milestone, which is spending campaign energy to hit daily. So all these items are going to be adding up to the milestones, which give us more additional fragments. So it's not going to be strictly just farming. There will be a couple other ones that come out, and I believe it's on the blog post as well if you guys want additional details. But that essentially is the gist of it, guys. There's going to be the Progeny Apocalypse milestone and then the Harbinger of the End, and then as well as, like I said, we saw that quick rumble and the web store for campaign energy. So all things that are going to add up to these fragments, and that's going to give us a higher milestone chance to get that ice shield and ultimately getting as much Nemesis shards as we can, especially with him being a very, very important character in the Deathseed team. So there you guys have it, a quick rundown of the best characters in terms of what we're expecting, a preview of this Progeny Apocalypse event coming very soon. So let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Are you guys getting ready as well? Which characters and team synergies are you planning to use? Please leave a comment below. I always like hearing back. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.